Us too.
Or
That's about it, right?
I bust a Joaquin Phoenix Joker right now.
Joaquin Phoenix. Oh
Do you know what it's
no!
like to be a little Mac Main? Dan Listoo?
What's it like? What's it like? What's it like?
Do you ever know what it's like to get camped out? What do you
I
get
know.
when you
I was
cross
at the
the
other.
community?
I was at the other end of that. I know the feeling. Welcome everybody to another episode of In the Lab Season 3. Another episode. I'm really excited for this episode here because I have a really special guest of mine here today. The GOAT, the legend, the legendary Little Mac, Kazuya, Beautiful Dan, previously known as Old Man Dan, but now Beautiful Dan.
Mhm.
I'm really excited for this guest. He is the GOAT here in the IE. Really crazy with Little Mac and also cracked with Kazuya. Dan, Beautiful Dan, thank you so much for taking the time to be on my episode today. How are you today, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm a little nervous, and it feels good, man. I've been seeing your podcast for quite a long time, and even watching them fully. And I've always thought to myself, man, it would be nice to actually get a little bit of recognition to have enough to get on. And here we are, dude. It's a little unbelievable, like a little goal I wanted, and it's crazy, man. We made
Well,
it.
I'm so glad you took the time out to be on the episode and that you've been a fan of the In the Lab. Really, it's for the community. It's for an opportunity for me to highlight people in the community that I feel like deserve to be highlighted for who they are because nobody knows them. I'm like, dude, these are some dope people.
Yeah.
Why don't people know about them more? You know what I'm saying? So thank you again for being on the show. So I'd like to start off saying, how are you? How are you doing? How are the vibes? How are the vibes?
We're doing good, man. Just pushing through work. We just got off work right now too, so I ran home, showered up, ate real quick. Liz made me some food, and we ran on the computer. But
Heck yeah.
pushing through work, saving money, paying bills. Adult stuff. But we
The
get
adult stuff. Exactly. But you know what else we enjoy to do? Play Smash, right?
Yeah, exactly. For the most part.
For the most part. We're going to get into that.
We'll get into that later. For the most part.
Definitely. So again, thank you for being on the show. I'm really happy to have you on here. I'm excited to find out what we're going to talk about, definitely about yourself and about Smash in general. To start off in itself, the region of the Inland Empire, did you start off in the IE or did you start off before IE? Did you have anywhere else?
I believe so. I mean, I started off in Brawl a long time ago, though, but we'll get into that obviously. But when it comes to IE, I don't know where I remember I started. I know it was Smash 4. I think it was back in the day when Fonzie used to do tournaments in his backyard with that big pool and everything. That I remember the most. That was the tournament I went to all the time. But as far as like my first one, I can't remember. I think it's that one though. So I started getting hardcore with IE like when Smash 4 started.
Definitely, and I remember finding this tournament, and we're gonna highlight that. I want to highlight that one.
Great
IE
tournament,
section.
man.
That's
Great
gonna be.
tournament.
I missed those tournaments, but
There we go, dude.
honestly, so with your intro to Smash in general, did you start off like N64 kid when you're growing up? Did you come in during Melee, Brawl? How did you get introduced to Smash in general overall in the beginning?
Smash has been something that's been a big part of my life ever since growing up. It's my favorite video game all time, which is why I have that love-hate relationship. I started when I was a kid, 64. Smash 64 was the first one. I remember that a lot too as a kid playing it. I remember the first time I even played it was like when I went over to my friend's house. I was getting babysat there, and the first time I played Smash, I didn't know what I was doing, and all I was doing was just jumping around the Yoshi stage on the one player mode, the second stage, just jumping around.
Oh my god!
It wasn't until Melee when I was a hardcore casual. Casual. I played with items on. I did the single player, collected the trophies. That's what I put the most time in, was in Melee. Then Brawl was when I actually got into the competitive scene, but very niche, very little bit. I went to a couple of GameStop tournaments, got my butt kicked. I remember the first tournament I went to, me and 95% of the room were casuals. And when they read the rules and said, we're going to have this, no items like that, no Smashful, everyone, including me, said, what? No Smash Ball? What is going on here?
In Brawl, right?
Yeah, in Brawl. That's how much of a casual we were. We're like, wait, no Smash Ball? And I remember the first character I went was Meta Knight. Logic went the best character in the game, and I got my butt kicked, and went 0-2. But then I went back into Melee, getting a little bit older before Smash came out, got into the Melee scene. Not going to tournaments though, but learning competitive, and then Project Dome, of course. But it
Yeah.
wasn't until Smash 4 when I really did join the IE, really went to tournaments, competing, and cared about getting better. So Smash 4 was technically my first start hardcore, but I started Smash from the beginning, you know?
Gotcha. So wow, so you really started from 64 as most people did with Smash, where they grew up with 64, either getting it as a gift for Christmas or going to the swap meet and finding it or something like that. And
Mhm.
they got introduced to this game that allowed you to play with Nintendo characters in a fighting kind of aspect. You're like, what
Yep.
the heck? This is crazy. This is fun.
Yeah.
Moving on to like Melee to Brawl to Smash 4 and to some people even currently in Smash Ultimate.
Mhm.
And you said that you kind of started getting into competitive play like Smash 4, right? Into like
Yeah.
series mode,
Yeah,
right?
Smash 4 was my series because that's when I got into Facebook a little more. I wasn't into social media like growing up as a teen, but when I got to like
Hmm.
my young adult phase, that's when I found out about the competitive scene, the Inland Empire exactly, and then like, oh crap, there's
Oh.
tournaments, we should go. And man, I was dog water, man. I was dog water when I first started.
Wow. Yeah.
Man, dude.
Oh my gosh. So you started competitive play in Smash 4.
Hmm.
That's really interesting. Did you start off with I was gonna say it, but obviously I know this because we talk a lot. We know each other for a good while already.
Yeah.
Did you start off with Little Mac as your first main or
Well, when the trailer got announced, because funny thing about that, Punch Out Wii was actually the game I was getting into within that time, so I started a little late. I already
Mhm,
learned about Little Mac, played the game, loved it. I was like, man, this character would be awesome if he got in, and he got
mhm.
announced, and I said, boom, that's the main, that's what I want to be. So I finagled with them a little bit though, but surprisingly, when I started playing competitive, it wasn't Little Mac. I actually started playing Fox a lot because
Interesting.
my
Okay.
main foo, all the other Smash games was 64 was Fox, Melee was
Mhm.
Fox. I was a tier whore in that game,
But you didn't
Brawl,
know that.
yeah, I didn't know that, I didn't know I was
Yeah.
using the best character. Brawl, I
Yeah.
used Fox, and Smash 4, I even used Fox for a little while too, and I
Mhm,
was even a decent Fox, people said,
mhm,
So it took me a little
mhm.
while before I got into Little Mac and discovered the things that made me want to play him more though. But it was always Fox. But before Little
Yeah.
Mac, my character that defined me was actually Fox. So that's a little
Interesting.
thing that many people know about me.
That's really interesting, honestly. I never actually, you know what? Knowing how Little Mac plays and how fast he is and how
Mhm.
pressure heavy he is, when you think of another character like that, you can probably look at Fox, and I can kind of
Yeah.
make that connection. Like, okay, I can kind of make sense like that.
Yeah, it
But
goes
for
together.
me, I always introduced to you as Little Mac, the Little Mac player. Honestly, not gonna
Yeah.
cap, bro. You kind of look like Little Mac. I'm just gonna say that. Like,
I
you.
I knew you were gonna say that at least once. I don't know why. I'm not stirring my own butter or anything, but I get that all the time. I'm not sure if it's a compliment or not, but everyone always tells me you look like Little Mac.
You
I'm like,
look like Little Mac.
what?
You have the short
Yeah.
hair, the freaking focusness,
Dude,
bro. You could,
if I would have shaved the mustache today, I guarantee you, like you would have done like a side by side comparison,
probably, dude. I'll probably be like, boop, boop, and put you right there. Little Mac next beautiful Dan right there, dude.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So you say you get that a lot.
Mhm.
Did you ever like cosplay as Little Mac anytime or anytime at
When
all?
it's the funny thing about that, Liz is in a cosplay. She loves cosplay, but she's into it hardcore. Like she cares
Mhm,
about the details fully. So when I wanted to do
mhm,
Little Mac cosplay, she explained to me the details of Little Mac cosplay. It's the
mhm.
simplest yet hardest one to do. There's a lot of details and finagles you got to do with Little Mac cosplay that some people, well, they just make one mistake and they ruin the whole cosplay. The shirt's not tight enough.
Yeah.
You don't have the right lines. You don't have the right shoelaces. You don't have the right fitted gloves. You're not a little bit
Mhm.
toned. You don't have the right hairstyle. It's so
Wow.
simple, yet it's so hard. I haven't attempted it though, but if I ever do attempt a Mac cosplay, it has to be spot on perfect. I'm not gonna just
Oh
throw on
man.
things like that. It has to be fitted tank top. I gotta get a little bit built. I gotta, get the
Mhm,
right length, the right
mhm.
hairstyle, maybe blue contacts.
Blue
So
color.
if we ever do that, we gotta do it like perfect, like spot on.
Man, does Little Mac have blue eyes?
I think he does actually. I could be wrong,
Okay.
but maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Oh
don't
yeah, I never noticed that.
yeah, I don't really
But
stare
no,
into his eyes though.
I mean, you made the character, so I feel like you may have noticed. Maybe once or
Yeah,
twice. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Maybe it's a good guess.
It's funny how you say like it's the we're on a little tangent, but I love where we're going with this right now. It's
Mhm,
like when you say like it's very simple but hard to do. I
mhm,
feel like because Little Mac in itself doesn't have a lot to him. It's we look
mhm.
at it like at a base point, it's like shorts, a shirt, the
Yeah.
gloves, that's and the shoes, and that's it.
Yeah,
But now
exactly.
in reality, like okay, now you gotta figure out like the belts, the
Mm-hmm.
shoe, the seams, and all
Yep.
that, right?
Yep,
Is that
exactly.
true?
Yeah, it's exactly. Everything has to be on point because I've seen so many Mac cosplays, and Liz is more criticized than I am. They're like, these look like ass. The shirt's not all the way. He's not toned, and that's a little judgmental though. But like when it comes to cosplay, that's just the level of pride we both have. It has to be spot on. And even
Definitely.
we're not perfect. Sometimes our cosplays are not perfect though, but we like to try at least get it perfect.
Yeah, exactly. And I think if you make the genuine effort to,
Hmm.
that's what matters the most. Like,
Exactly.
it's like who really cares if you look at the intricacies of it? As long as you're playing a part and a character,
Yes, yes.
everyone's gonna love you. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
especially the poses. Liz always tells me it's all about the poses. You gotta know what poses
Mhm.
you do. You gotta know what you're referencing. Like, there's a lot. There's a lot of depth to it. I didn't even know that much about it, but there's a lot of depth to cosplaying.
Mhm. Side note for everybody who's watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify too, Liz, who he keeps mentioning, is his fiance. Just for
Yeah,
your information, to let you know.
yeah,
My man Dan right here is an engaged man and soon to be married man as well. So, by
yeah.
the way, congrats on that as
Oh,
well. I'm very happy for you.
thank you, man. We're pushing through. We have our hards, but there's a lot more positives in the end. As any
Yeah,
other
of course.
relationship.
With any relationship, there's
Yeah,
going to be highs and lows, but it's how you push through those
yeah.
those hurdles is what makes you stronger in the end, right?
Yeah, yeah, I'm thankful for her, man. I've
Ah,
I've done a lot of stupid stuff, but man, she's been
no,
she's been
definitely.
there for me.
No, I'm so happy to hear that. So going back to Smash Ultimate in itself, or Smash in general,
Mhm.
with Little Mac, how did that shift from Fox to Little Mac happen, or when did it happen exactly? You said you liked the trailer, right?
Yeah, yeah. The trailer was so incredible. The more I think about it now, and even rewatched it too for this interview specifically. The trailer was such a good representation of Little Mac's determination and his hard work from getting into Smash. A lot of
Mhm,
characters like Villager and Rosalina, even Wii Fit, they kind of just showed up, showcasing how amazing they were and with the things that they offered. And they Smash is like, yeah, come on aboard. That's what we know how special you are. But when it came to Little
mhm.
Mac and the little nicks they showed in this trailer, they showed him, doing exercise, but they replicated the actual trailers from the Punch Out Wii, where when you win a
That's right.
championship,
That's right.
they show the
Yeah.
exercise. If you look at a side by side comparison, you see Little Mac when he's doing sit ups, doing push ups like that. He's actually struggling. He's actually trying his
Mhm,
hardest and doing it very slowly. When you watch the
mhm.
Smash trailer, he's doing sit ups like freaking Hercules, like crazy. He's doing the freaking jump rope super fast. I'm like, what the
Yeah.
heck? But the more you think about it, he's trained so hard to get past his normal boxer way to make it into Smash. They even show his belt, the WVBA championship, the world circuit, shows like, hey, it's from Punch Out Wii. He won, he's champion. Now he's going to the next level. And it showed how hard he had to work. He had to crank it to 11 when his physical
Mhm.
body is just to compete with Smash. All that hard work effort, all that everything. And what does he get? The first thing he gets, Sam is telling him how short he is. No respect, dude. So
Man, this man is
the
trying so hard out here, man.
yeah, he tried so hard, and no one respects him though. But that intrigues me. That's kind of like the general vibe that a lot of people have with that character from his games,
Mhm.
from him in Smash. A lot of people
Yeah.
don't like Little Mac, even just his franchise, even who he is. Not that many people like him. And I
Mhm.
I kind of relate to that too, growing up as well. From family issues and social stuff like that, though. But the
Yeah.
way how Little Mac just tries to push through that stuff and doesn't let it get with him, it's something that I try to incorporate myself. I haven't perfected it yet. People who know me, they know I am far from perfecting that though, but it's something that I'm trying to make as a goal to not care what people think and push on through.
Dude, I really respect that because that does showcase in the trailer for Little Mac, and I do see that within yourself how much work you've been putting into that. And
Hmm.
I find that backstory really admiring, especially for why you play a character compared to others who might be like, yeah, I just play the character because that is play the character.
Yeah.
Where you're just like you connected with the character, and that helps you so much more in terms of playing the character well because you genuinely enjoy the character. For me, obviously, it's Banjo. I have my background in Banjo. I love
Yeah.
Banjo. I've played Banjo shit everywhere. Uh, and I grew up with the games for me, and for me, it was like having that one character you wanted in the game for so long, and you
Hmm.
finally get it, and you're like, I dropped everything
Yeah.
just to play this character. I don't care if they're cheeks, I don't care if they're bad. I'm
Yeah.
playing the character because I want to play them. That's
Yeah.
I don't care. And
Definitely.
people know my disdain for how Banjo is supposed to be played,
Hmm.
but I take what you can get. He's in the game, and I play him how I want to play him,
Hmm.
and that's how it's gonna be. You know, and that's I really respect hearing what your story with how why you play Little Mac
Mm-hmm.
you enjoy the game, but more or less you related to what the soul of the character was in terms
Mm-hmm.
of what they stand for and what they went through, and you related a lot to it.
Yeah.
You know, and I see you be grinding out here, man. Like I never knew you in Brawl, and like I said, I watched some VODs before, old ones of you in Brawl, and I'm like, dang, dance from back then, you know.
Yeah.
But I've seen you grind in Smash Four and into Ultimate even, and I've been seeing you only going up. Obviously, we have our lows at times too, but
Yeah.
it goes up and down, but you're still going up, genuinely up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I
definitely.
really respect you on saying that because I relate to now. I understand more of how you relate to the character and the message that you said in
Mm-hmm.
terms of why you play the character, right?
Yeah, that was just scratching the surface, man. There's a lot of depth to why I played this character. It's hard to
Mm-hmm.
explain, but when I get in the group of actually explaining it, there's a lot of depth to why I play the character, from the struggles, from the hardships to
Mm-hmm.
the motivation. Like, it's a little scary at the same time because how much I relate to that character and why I've even been pushing through him too. I know he's trash. I'm not lying to myself. I know he's terrible. I
Everybody knows.
Yeah, even
Everybody.
I know. I even people who ask me for mech advice, I'm like, just drop the character, dog. Just go play Roy or Sephiroth. Go zone people out, dude. Don't do it. It's not worth it. But there's a lot of depth, man. So much stuff, with why I made that character and why I've even pushed through too. It represents how I've been pushing through in life, the way how Mac
Uh-huh.
pushes through too. You know?
Definitely, and I can definitely see that positive message you see it through, and that's really admiring. And I hope that people who are listening or watching
hmm
understand that, and not just see it as like, oh wow, you're so deep into a character like that. No, I mean some of the characters we relate to more than others, right? In that
Yeah,
certain sense.
yeah, definitely, yeah.
Um, so you're going through Smash Four with Little Mac, and you
hmm
stuck with Little Mac in Ultimate,
Yeah.
and I understand that he got better in Ultimate, right? Than Smash Four.
I believe it's a little bit better. It's like a hit or miss. There are things I liked in Smash 4 than Ultimate, but I think overall, personally, I like the Ultimate better version a lot better.
Hmm.
There's a lot.
Hmm.
I feel like he's a little bit more consistent. I know it's kind of that's crazy to say. It's a bold statement, but I feel
Yeah.
like there's a little bit more consistency than when it came to Smash 4. When it came to his
Hmm.
recovery, man. I mean, when you had to burn that side B and you just go straight into free fall, all the
Yeah.
times everyone gave me compliments on making it back in the stage, that was not me. That was my opponent being trash at the game. They could not edge guard. Now
Yeah.
in Ultimate,
Yeah.
when I recover, there's a little bit more depth when it comes to recovery. So I do take the credit.
Definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember you taught me a little bit about that. I'm like, oh wow, I thought you were supposed to recover, but you're like, you got to use side B at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Don't burn your double jump. That's gonna
Yep.
help you a lot, stuff like that. And I'm like, damn, there's a lot more depth to this character
There's a
than I
lot of
suspected.
depth, dude. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
and I can see you like recently, at the time of this recording, you recently got top three at the Whittier tournament, which is very
Oh,
commendable.
oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
uh, that tournament, GLS, if I can find the VOD of you freaking popping off, dancing around, because you beat like I think you beat like Notorious
Yeah,
and
it
other
was
people.
notorious. I remember that one.
Yeah, just to go into it lightly because this is an IE story. Like
hmm
seeing you have those moments with the character shows the fruit of your loins of all the work you put into this character and why you keep playing this character.
hmm
You really relate to the character themselves, regardless of how ass they are.
Yeah.
You make it work.
Yeah,
You make it
definitely.
work, and then I find that really respectable.
hmm
Going from Little Mac in Smash Ultimate, I understand too. You picked up somebody else that you enjoy a lot,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
The
Care to elaborate who that is for the
the
viewers and listeners?
the Mishima himself, not Shoto. I swear I'm gonna drop kick anyone who calls
The
him a
sh-
Shoto. I
Another Shoto character,
DNG
really?
gives me so much crap calling him a Shoto. I'm like, I swear I'm gonna go to your house and not pick you up for tournaments tomorrow. Or so to elaborate before we get into that, Kazuya
Yeah,
is a Mishima. It's a fighting style in Tekken that they have their own unique things. Shoto, they have Hadokens, Tatsumaki Senpuku, Shoryukes. That's just scratching the
yeah,
surface. Mishimas have Crouch Dash, Hell Sweep, the Electric Wind God Fist, Electric Wind Hoof Fist, Dragon Uppercut, etc. There are
yeah.
completely different tools that those characters have that gives them their own fighting class, which is why they're from a different game. So Kazuya is a
Wow.
Mishima. Ken and Ryu are Shotos, while Terry he, I won't call him a Shoto because there is a Shoto in his game in King of Fighters. It's his brother or whatever though. But that guy is
Mhm.
a Shoto. Terry is his own thing
Yeah.
because he has a grounded fireball. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I get it, but
yeah,
it seems like everybody just puts it under the same label as Shoto to
yeah,
me and stuff
yeah.
like
They
that.
even
So
admit too that it's just easier. Like, no, you sound so stupid when you do that, dude. You
Like,
sound
come
so
on, man.
dumb.
And,
Like,
and I think it's Smash Shrooms. They just call it a show though because they have
yeah.
auto turnaround and their
Hmm.
FGC character pretty
Yeah,
much,
I
but
don't know.
it's
But
different, right? So.
definitely. It shows that you're in the you know a little bit of the lingo from other fighting games. It shows that you don't only play Smash. That's
Mhm.
the best way to put it. If you call Kazuya Shoto, you only play Smash. You don't play any other fighting game, dude. Like you haven't even touched a fighting game. You only play Smash. That's fine, but
Mhm.
that's your tail right there. That's how I know. Okay, this guy does not touch anything, dude.
Not anything else at
Nothing, dude.
all. So you picked up Kazuya,
Mhm.
and why did you pick up Kazuya exactly?
So, believe it or not, Tekken 7 was actually my first fighting game. I grew up with Tekken, knew about it, but I never really got into it because I never had the systems for it though. But my neighbor
Mhm,
liked it. I respected the franchise. So I knew who they were, but I didn't know the lore or story like that.
mhm,
So it was GameStop. I was looking for a new game. It was between Injustice or Tekken 7. Tekken 7 had
mhm.
Akuma, Injustice had zoning. So I picked Tekken 7.
And
And
Justin did have DC too, though. By the way,
they did, yeah, they did.
I play like a little bit of tangent. I've only played Injustice just to learn Joker combos. When I
Mhm.
learned the Joker combos, I dropped the game. I was like, I'm done with this game. That's
Yeah,
all I did.
yeah, I didn't really get into that game though. But yeah, but when it came to Tekken 7, I finagled around with Akuma. I liked him though, but I was like, I'm ready to learn a character. Who do I want to play? And for me, when it comes to fighting games, it's rare, but I like to pick the main character. If his personality fits, of course. When I played Guilty
Mhm,
Gear, I picked up Soul. He's the main character, but I like his personality. So I was like,
mhm,
in Tekken, who's the main character? And I found out there was three: Heihachi, Jin, and Kazuya. And I leaned
mhm,
more over to Kazuya because I recognized him with the pointy hair and everything, and I
mhm.
grinded him hard. Keep in mind, I was ass at Tekken 7 with Kazuya. When I played Noctis or Negan, I'm like, scrub mode, Vanguard rank. But when I played Kazuya, I was in blue ranks, terrible. People who play Tekken, they know I was terrible at Kazuya, but he was fun.
Man,
There was so
yeah.
much depth to him, and what made me more attached to him is like learning, his archetype, the Mishima archetype and stuff like that. I found out other content creators. The one content creator who got me to loving Kazuya was the main man Sui. People don't know
Mhm,
he's the most entertaining Kazuya ever. He has a guide on how to do the Electric Wind God Fist in hardcore depth, the different variations, and they translate to Smash so perfectly. It's ridiculous. That's how well they designed the character. But the main
wow.
man Sui got me into the Kazuya. I fell in love with him, played him more. So then time went on. We're getting close to the last two characters. And when it comes to Smash, I have everyone I want. I wanted Ryu as a kid, I got him. I wanted Snake to come back, I got him. I wanted Little Mac as a teenager, I got him. There was nobody else. My first time, like, who would you want? Like, I got everybody, dude. I'm good. I mean, maybe if I want to be greedy, Kazuya will come. Boom, Kazuya.
The Kazuya
Yeah,
came.
I'm like, oh my god. So, and you know what the sad part about that day though? When Kazuya got announced, I got fired from my job. It was in the morning. I got fired from my job. That was my old job. And I was bawling, crying. I'm sad. I'm calling Liz. They fired me. Oh my god.
Oh
And I
my
and
god.
I didn't even want to go home, so I parked my car like on the side, and I'm just sad. My friend texted me like, "Hey, uh, Kazuya got announced for Smash," and I was watching the trailer, all crying with a sad face, like, yeah,
Yes,
and then yeah, so it was a sad day, but after I cheered
man.
myself up, I watched that trailer like 20 times, and I still geek out over it though. But
Oh
falling in love
man.
with Tekken and falling in love with Kazuya, thanks to the main man Sui, made me want to pick up Kazuya and learn him, and
Mhm,
having him in my favorite video game in all time. That's more
mhm.
motivation. He's just a fantastic character, man. There's so much personality, and the fact that he's not even a hero, he's one of the villains in Tekken.
Yeah, right?
That's cool.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
He's not even like an anti-hero. He's like an actual villain,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like,
Because Jin is the hero trying to stop Heihachi and Kazuya. They're both villains. They both want to fuck everything up, but they're both getting in each
mm.
other's way, so that's why they're fighting. So I know a
Oh,
little bit of
okay.
Tekken lore, not crazy like those Tekken fanatics, but only a little bit.
I don't know anything about Tekken. The only thing I know is that I play Tekken a little bit myself, and I main King. That's
Yeah,
about it.
King is fire. I like King.
I play King, and if they got King in Smash, I would most likely play him.
Yeah, there are
Uh,
mods though. We have been messing around with the Incineroar King
oh,
mods.
I saw that. I saw the
Those
Incineroar
are
mods with
funny,
King.
dude. Yeah,
Oh, dude, those look so sick, dude. I'm like, yes, sir. Please,
yeah. Though,
please.
but the thing what made me stick with Kazuya most importantly was how they were gonna design him. I saw the trailer. They kind of nailed what he did right in the trailer, and they even showed his crouch test a little bit, kind of slow. And I was
Mhm.
worried. Oh man, you could do the inputted version though, but is there a way to like speed that up in Tekken. You know how we actually go crazy
Yeah,
wave dash and stuff like that. Once
yeah.
I found out you can wave dash, instant sold. Okay, we're learning this guy. I don't care
I'm
how
revving it
hard
up.
he is. We are learning this guy, and we're gonna wave dash on stream, and people are gonna see that. you know?
Man. So then you obviously you picked up Kazuya then.
Mhm.
How did you feel like you were gonna drop Mac? You're like, I'm dropping Mac. I'm going full solo Kaz, or
Yeah.
you're like, you make it work picking up both.
I had the like that freaking divorce phase with Mac, like whether we keep the kids or not, stay in my house, like that, I was
You're gonna
going
stay a
through
pocket, you're gonna be a
exactly.
secondary.
I was having
Oh my
a
god.
hard divorce with little Mac. One day I would say, I'm done, F you, get out of my life. The next day I was a dedicated Mac mate, and even Jelly and DNG, they don't know, like, you're never gonna drop Mac, dude. You're always gonna use them. And it came down to the
Mhm.
point, and even my mind's still changing out, where I just wanted to have him as a secondary, then a pocket. But but then just recently, there are those days where I don't play well with Kazuya because he's a very execution heavy character, and if I'm not on point personally, Kazuya's ass. He can't do nothing. It's all on
Yeah, it's true.
me
Yeah.
and how I play him.
Yeah.
So when I get burned out with Kazuya, I try other characters, but there's always that once in a blue moon I do go back on Mac online or even at tournaments, and man, it just reminisces the good times of how much depth and stuff I put into this character. So when I got
Yeah.
third place at that tournament, surprisingly, the reason why I did it with Mac because I was playing ass with Kazuya. There was even a match between me and Nexus where he three stocked me, and with Kazuya, because if you look at it closely, yeah, he outplayed me. That's important. He outplayed me, but for me too, I was misinputting, sluggish, whatever like that. So whenever I have those days, that's when I can rely on Mac because I just use my street smarts, as you say, on how the character works to get the job done.
Man, and the way you're playing them too, I know remember one moment. I don't know if you heard me. I don't know if you heard. I popped off in the back.
hmm
I was like, "Let's go!" Oh, I popped off, dog. I
Oh,
swear,
that
everyone
was
turned around me.
you. That was
Yeah, and everyone turned around and was like, "What happened?" And I was like,
you.
Chi, jab block, KO punch, fucking, he died." And I was like, and they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "Here, let me show you."
Why
And
did
put it
he
back in
just
the
throw him
bot.
off the ledge?
Yeah, I know. Everyone was like, "What?" Because this is the fact that I remember clearly. You were like down percent, man. You had like one good hit and you're done. You
Mhm,
know, he was still like I think 30% or whatever, like
mhm.
near KO punch. If you got KO punched, you KO punched him, he would be dead at that
Yeah.
percent. So he freaking back aired. You forward smash down angled it. He
Oh,
went
yeah, yeah, yeah.
low angle. He missed the tech. And the moment when you did the forward smash down angle version,
Mhm.
and he hit you, that gave you KO punch. He missed the tech. You ran up, jab locked him to KO punch, and I popped off. I was like, oh, oh my gosh! I was like, holy shit!
The funny thing about that situation too, like when it comes to like meter like tracking, I don't look at the meter. If I hear ding ding, I didn't even know that I was close to meter or not. That was all reaction. As soon as I
Oh
see
no
him, I
way!
heard
You're
that ding.
capping.
Yeah, I heard that ding, and I was like, "Oh, it's showtime!" And I just went with
Bust.
that. I ran, I
Reset.
saw the
Boom.
mistech jab, and yeah. When it comes to that mistech situation, I've been in that so many times. So when I got
Yeah.
the body blow, if he was gonna mistech, I would have ran down to side B just to keep the pressure going. However,
Mhm.
because I heard that ding, my brain just shifted and went to jab instead, and then
And then
what
you KO
happens?
punch, and it was over. I
yeah.
feel like most people would have been like, they probably would have noticed it as you
Hmm.
did, but would have been too nervous to do it. Like, don't
Yeah.
fuck it up, don't miss it. I'm just gonna go safely and do like a freaking
hmm
something else. I don't know. They could have done down smash, and that would have gave him damage, but I probably wouldn't have killed him.
Yeah, that would
But
have
instead,
been
you went for
phenomenal.
KO punch.
Yeah.
Boom, dude. And I was
That was
like,
all mind reaction. I was just like, "Oh God, we have it. Okay, fuck it."
I can't wait to edit that in this video right now. I was literally gonna go and then go back to that video. I'm gonna show. We're gonna narrate it and everything, and it's gonna come
yeah.
back to this. It's gonna be amazing. I can't wait to
Mhm.
do that. So
I can't wait.
honestly,
I didn't
dude.
know you did editing like that. I need to check that out now.
Oh yeah, check the previous episodes. Yeah, by
okay,
the time
okay.
this episode come out, look at the other episodes. I'm
Yeah.
looking specifically at what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you mean
Anyway,
now.
man. So actually, I'm really curious. I want to ask you, what is like your mentality when you play Mac in competitive play? Because
Ooh, shit.
obviously, Mac is hard to play in general,
uh-huh.
not in a casual sense, but more like in a top level sense.
hmm
What's like your mentality? What's your game plan? I want to go
Okay.
more in depth than that. 'Cause I think that's really interesting.
I like that you asked that question because it goes back to the reason why I made Mac too. Is the fact that you're asking those questions that syncs with that. Like I said, it's a big reason, but the
Yeah.
questions you're asking are so perfect that it covers like each category. Like we're doing,
Yeah.
like we're
I
you
want
know.
to know why.
So
Exactly.
another reason why I made Mac and the mentality that goes through is like the thing about Little Mac 2, it comes down to how you're gonna visualize your game plan. Not, of course, you gotta know the matchup and everything like that. You gotta know what the tools that your
That's
opponent has
consistent
and
amongst
everything.
everything, you
That's
know.
that's the
Yeah.
necessity, you know. But the thing that helps me the most is understanding the player matchup, who I am going against, what they're gonna do, and how I'm gonna exploit it. I visualize it like a match of Punch Out. If you played Punch Out Wii, you only have a little bit of tools. You have your punches, your lows, your blocking, your dodges. That's all you have. You and the 28 other opponents are all completely different, and you have to figure out how to beat them individually, specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically. And I translate that to Smash so well to where at the first phase is learning how the character matchup. What does Palutena have? What is she going to be using a lot? How is she going to gimp you? What's her game plan? What's Donkey Kong's game plan? How is he going to try and gimp you? What's he going to try to exploit on your end? What can you exploit on him? That's necessity. That's something you have to learn. That's something we all go through. But when it comes to playing Little Mac, it comes a little bit more depth because you have limited tools. You don't have that much stuff. Yeah, you have armor jank and everything though, but that's not consistent. What's consistent
Mm-hmm.
is your neutral. What's consistent is your how what's safe on shield on certain characters. What's good
Mm-hmm.
pressure when you could rush in, when to slow it down. But that applies more to the player matchup. A perfect example: three banjos, you, Red Fox, and DNG. I have three different game plans against the same exact character. I know what Banjo does. I know what's this. I know what's safe on Shed. Yada yada yada. But when it comes to the you three, I could play completely different. I know exactly what I got to do with against DNG with my Little Mac. I know what I got to do against you with my Mac, and I know what I got to do against Red Fox. That time at what's it called? That garage up smash hosted by
Oh, garage
yeah
upstairs
yeah
where
yeah
you literally went
yeah
through
yeah
all
yeah
of us and you
yeah
beat us. I remember that, dude. We're
dude
also ashamed
yeah
of ourselves. We're like, bro,
yeah,
we
that
are.
garage. It was a garage up smash. It was my bracket was three badges in a row: DNG, Dan Listoo, and
Me
then
and
Red
then Red
Fox.
Fox. Yeah.
I beat three badges with my Little Mac. I can tell you right now, all three matches were completely different. My game
Mm-hmm.
plan was completely different. DNG likes to burn side to be a little bit early, so I need to like keep my distance. You like to go for the I go for egg a little bit. Maybe if I slow down the pace, I could probably go for super armor. Um, Red Fox knows how to actually rush me down and play neutral a little bit better with me. Maybe I can actually get
Yeah.
a little cheese armor kills. But if he goes up in the air, I can catch up with an uppy because I know he likes to go up in the air more than TNG. And Dan
Wow.
Lisa does this specific. It's all just
And
crazy.
you have all these
Yeah,
plans in your head, and you're
that's
like,
all
wait.
things I had to keep account of. He has all these tools. He's building a house with a freaking Jack FX 5000 drill, and I'm trying to build a house with this stick that I found. I'm gonna get the
Yeah.
job done, but man, it's so hard, and that goes for
Yeah.
every character in the game and every person in Inland Empire. And man,
Mm-hmm.
it is so stressful though. But that moment when you beat a Punch Out character and Punch Out Wii that you've been struggling with over and over and over again is so satisfying. Now, times that by 20 when you have that same mentality, but with a person in the IE. You get your ass kicked by them so many times. But when you finally figured out how they play, and even knowing that you have limited tools, it feels
Yeah.
it feels so good, dude. Like,
Yeah,
damn.
I know that
Yeah.
feeling.
Like
I know that feeling all
I
too well.
popped off so hard beating Balrog as a 12, 13-year-old, like losing like 50 times, and I popped off so hard, beating Nitro or like beating
I
Notorious or getting
You're
close to
telling me,
yeah,
dude.
or getting close to
Man.
beating Razo. I'm telling you right now,
Yeah.
if the day ever comes where the planets align and a meteor hits and there's a hurricane outside and I beat Razo, I'm jumping to the moon, dog. I'm gone.
Man, I forgot who it was. It was the night of GLS where you had beat Notorious in bracket. I remember you
Mhm.
got up and you kind of like danced a little bit. You did a little Max
Oh,
shuffle. I remember that.
that was
I walked up. I was like,
the.
"What's going on?" And you're like, "Woo!" and all that shit.
I tried to do the
Oh,
Doctor Disrespect dance. That's what I was going for.
oh,
The
that's what
dance
it
that he
was. I
does.
thought it was
Yep.
a little Mac thing.
Yeah, it
I
was.
thought it was like a I thought it was a punch out thing. Like, oh, that's probably it's a little Max shuffle right there. And I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that was the Dr. Disrespect dance that he does whenever he gets hyped out and everything though. But
Oh my
what made
god.
that win crazy is because I won like 3 games in a row. I beat Chicky
Yeah, I
Cup
remember
and
that. You
then
had yeah.
Archester, some other
Mhm.
guy too, and then I beat him. So there's like 4 games in a row. So I was on stream for a while. So I was like,
Mhm.
damn, I'm doing it, man.
Yeah, it sucks that I wasn't able to do VODs since then because then we can look back at those VODs again. But sadly, we they didn't start doing VODs until recently. So,
Yeah,
but regardless, that still like is in my mind when I saw that. Cause I was surprised. Cause I was like,
yeah,
Dan's on a roll right now. What the?
yeah,
These crack like your Calzia is like making some moves. Your Little Mac is doing
yeah,
his Little Mac thing. I'm tripping out. So I'm like,
yeah.
what is wrong with tonight?
Yeah, so
You know
I
what is right with
visualize
tonight? You
people.
know,
Yeah, I visualize people like a punch out character. You gotta figure
it's kind
out
of like
how
shadow
to
boxing,
beat
right?
them. Exactly,
Yeah,
you know?
like.
You got my main goal is to figure out how I could beat the individual, not the character. I'm aware what Donkey Kong can do. I know what he's gonna go for. But since I know what
Mhm.
he's gonna go for, what is this particular person gonna do and how is he gonna do it and how can I exploit him specifically?
So, how in that case, then what would you say would be like the best lesson you learned in your Smash career so far in terms of what you've been through? What's like the best lesson you've learned so far that you feel like helped you improve the most as a player?
That's a hard one. There's a lot
Hmm.
of lessons that I've learned, honestly.
It's a lot of
A
lessons.
lot of frustration, but
For me, definitely, I'd say it would be like, uh, it's simple, but
mhm.
it's being patient.
Yeah,
You know, you
patience.
don't always have to move. You
Yeah,
can stop there and see what your opponent does. For me, it helped me improve a lot because I realized how much my opponent does in mistakes as well. That
mhm.
I thought that they never made the mistake. I made the mistakes all the time, and that's
Yeah,
why I'm losing. Uh, but little I know is that just being patient and stopping does so much in terms of your improvement because now you start seeing things you never seen
yeah.
before.
I
So in
think
that case, what would you
yeah.
say would be like the best lesson you learned? Maybe not even the best, but it could be something that you learned the most that helped you grow as a player.
I
That can help somebody
mhm.
else maybe break that glass ceiling to try to improve themselves.
Honestly, the more I think about it, out of the many reasons that I've learned, another big one is determination. You're
Mm-hmm.
gonna have to be determined when it comes to getting into this game, fighting games, hobbies, careers. It's your will to keep going on how many times you're gonna fail. Everyone heard this before. We all know this. You're gonna fail, but people don't really understand it until they actually do fail. And
Mm-hmm.
and an example in Smash, even playing Mac, when I first started playing Mac, even in Ultimate people always tell me, "Oh, you're so good at Mac," but they don't, and they say, "Oh, you're just gifted," or blah blah blah. And I've heard that from other people, everything. But it's the determination to keep going
Mm-hmm.
from the mistakes. I've got gimped so many times, and it's so degrading. I've lost tournament matches by barely missing the ledge by one, pixel or air dodge too quickly, or he beat me with this cheese move. And it's the degrading feeling of failing, 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 failing that really crushes your soul, though. But the people who are determined, who are gonna shake it off and keep that self-love in themselves and keep reminding themselves that
Yeah.
they can overcome this, they can do this, are the people who are gonna succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Determination is the thing that you do need. Coming from a Little Mac player too, and even other people who play Ganondorf and Doc, like
Yeah.
they could tell you, man, I have passion for this character. This is an unwinnable matchup, but I'm gonna make it work because I'm determined. We gotta make
No.
it work.
Yeah.
When it comes to so many situations in life, I've learned that you gotta make it work. You gotta
Mm-hmm.
use what you have, even if the tools you have are so limited, while the other person has all the best things in the world. There are gonna be some people who live life easier than you, have things easier. Things are just gonna be a lot easier for them,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to take you so much hard work, so much more determination and self-love in yourself and self-believement that that's what's going to keep you going. That's what's going to keep you pushing through. And that's just me playing Little Mac. And that could apply most importantly to your career, what you're passionate about, the person you love, your family, especially
Mm-hmm.
family too. But
Yeah.
determination is what kept me going. And I still
Yeah.
haven't perfected that, man. I still have a lot of stuff where I self doubt myself and everything like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
hardcore people who know me, like they know I'm like the biggest Debbie Downer when it comes to confidence, though. But it's that little bit of determination in me that's kept me from giving up.
Yeah, definitely. And I can see that. I mean, how this video is going so far. I'm pretty sure people were just like, "You're a Debbie Downer. There's no way," like
Yeah.
he's studying differently. But that goes to show how much Dan has worked on it. Really,
Yeah. Still trying. Still
specifically,
trying.
still trying.
Mhm.
I feel like it's always gonna be a grind. It's always gonna be self improvement, and the more you improve yourself, the more you enjoy,
Yeah.
the process of getting better as a player, and even other aspects as well. And even that's also great advice for any player wanting to get better.
Yep.
And
Definitely.
it's the best lesson that you may have learned for yourself, but also can be a great advice for another player who might be listening to this, kind of getting down on themselves, thinking, "Why am I not improving? Why am I not being the best I can be, or why am I not being like these top players in my region or community?" And this could be the advice that can really push them through and to understand, like, hey, if this little Mac can do it
Yeah.
and beat top players in the Inland Empire here, why
Yeah.
can why I can do the same thing with my character as
Yeah, why
well,
can't I just beat my friends? Why can't I just, win a party a tournament? Why can't I actually do better? Why not actually win a tournament? Why can't I actually just, win a major? That's steps that you're gonna be taking in life, though. But if anyone can do anything, like my dad always tells me, if you can envision it, you got to make it a reality. If you already
Mhm,
pictured it in your mind, see what you want, visualize what you actually want to achieve, you made it reality. Take the steps to really make it a reality. He's always
mhm.
told me that. That's what made him such a success too, and the steps that I'm
Yeah,
still trying to perfect as well, though. But like, yeah, determination, man. That's the only thing that's gonna get you through this
definitely.
world.
And you said to win your tournament. It brings me back to you
Oh,
winning
man.
your first local. You win your first local
Wow,
at
yeah.
RTF.
Yeah,
Whose tournament was
RTF
that?
truly,
Whew,
man. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Man, you know what? I would usually save this for later on, but now that
Mhm,
we're in this conversation, and not to deviate, you won RTF. I forgot what number it was, but you won an
mhm.
RTF, and it may not have been over like Raza or the typical people, but it was
Yeah.
still over people who are notable in themselves that are
Mhm.
really good.
Yeah.
And you won that local. What was your feeling? What was your experience with that whole experience in terms of
Man,
winning your first local with Little Mac and Kazuya, bro?
that was a crazy day because I was just playing like any other day, and I'm like, okay, I'm winning, blah blah blah, like that. And then I remember you telling me, hey, if you beat Arc, you go to grand finals. Wait, what? What the hell? I'm all looking at my phone and everything. I look at the bracket, like, I didn't. What do you mean I'm gonna go to grand finals? Like, yeah, if you beat him, you go to grand. So, for lo and behold, I beat him. And the
Mhm,
funny thing about that too, like that whole tournament, I was going Kazuya. I'm all feeling good with Kazuya, and keep in mind, I'm like whatever with him at that time. But I got to grand finals and beat Arcus with Kazuya, and I'm like, damn, this is getting crazy. So, that when I was already sitting in grand finals, I was watching Meteor and Kazuya go at it, and I'm all nervous and everything. DG's telling me like, "Hey man, whoever wins this, you better be taking notes because they're both heavy hitters, regardless." And I was like, in my mind, I was like, most likely, if I'm being honest, no offense, Ark, I thought Meteor was gonna win that one.
I
And
mean, I can't
yeah,
blame you.
yeah,
Meteor
yeah,
as a player and the
yeah,
background,
yeah, yeah.
you would assume it's kind of like
Mhm.
seeding on Smash
Yeah,
BG.
I I
You
thought
seed
I
it.
thought Meteor was gonna beat him. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, I gotta win the Sonic matchup. I know I could do this. I gotta be patient. And hey, Dan, you're going next. Okay, you're going against Arcustor. Wait, what? Oh shit! He beat him. He did, and I could tell Arcustor was coming for my ass, man. He
You
beat
wanted
him,
that
and
run
he
back.
wanted that run back. And I can tell you right now, man, that Kazuya the Pyramithra, I won that off luck. And to prove that when we played, like he mopped the floor and destroyed my Kazuya. But it was
Yeah, it's
at
the
that
first set.
time,
The
not
first
only
set.
did he outplay me, but I was already getting the jitters. I was already getting nervous. This is my chance. I'm in winner side too. But I was in my mind like, this is when we're already playing. The set's already going. And my mind's like, I
I
can't
remember
lose.
I looked at you. You looked noticeably like
Yeah.
not the usual self.
Yeah, I was like, there was so many emotions going on, man. I was so nervous. Like this is my chance, to win one race
Yeah.
Pokemon Bell. And it was that point where the part where it really got me nervous. It's like, I can't do this with Kazuya. My hands are hurting. My head is hurting. I don't have the execution skills to do it. I have no choice but to go Mac. And in my mind's like, there's no way I can do this, dude. Pirate, the best character in the game, going against the worst character in the game. How the hell am I gonna pull this off? And you know what happened? He was mopping the floor with me. Every time he smacked me, tech chase this, read my tech chase, follow me this. It literally felt like I couldn't do anything. I felt like
Mhm.
he was outplaying me so hard. I was like, this is unwinnable. He's catching every single roll I do, follow me everywhere I go, has foresight this, counters me that. What am I gonna do? But within those sparks of where I had advantage, I had to make it count. And I remember there was one play too. I'm probably remembering it wrong though, but I remember all I remember is like he was on the top platform on PS2. I forward air his shield, nared his shield again, and got him in the panic of the corner platform and just let it rip a KO and won the game. And everyone was like, "What the hell?" But you just see Mac from one side fly like a freaking monkey straight to Pyramithra and a KO punch, and that got me the game. But he still resetted the bracket. So it was
Yeah, I remember that.
yeah.
Oh,
When he resetted the bracket, I was shaking,
yeah,
dude. He was like, yeah, he even told me, he's like, "Are you okay, Dan?" I'm like, "I'm nervous, dude. I'm so nervous, man." He's like, "You got this, man. You can do this. I'm not gonna make it easy on you, but you got this."
That's so weird. You're like, you're versing against me. So I'm telling you, you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make it easy, but you're gonna do it. Don't worry.
I know Arcaster gave me one run of my money, man. Like he made me work for that so hard, and when it was coming down to the wire, I think the second half I was doing a little bit better, and a lot of people say like this is the part where it was a little bit mixed feelings. The weird thing about it is like how I won the tournament, Arcaster side beat and he SD'd, and when that happened, my heart dropped. I just see Mithra barely miss the ledge and slowly falling, and like everything just slowed down. Everything just stopped. Like, did I just win? Did I just win the tournament, dude? I just got out and walked out in shock. Like, is he dead? Is it over?
Think about it. You open the door and you see everybody like,
yeah, and it was yeah. No, that's the funny thing. I walk out, it was dead quiet, and everyone was just looking at me like, "Is he okay?" And that's when I started crying, like, "I won and then everyone,
yeah, it was great, good vibes. I have a recording on YouTube of your interview afterwards, and also I think on Twitter. I recorded the reaction and giving you your money.
I made $60 that day,
and you're like this, and you're like, I won my first tournament, and I was just like, I remember talking to Ark afterwards, and he was like, "Dang it, but I can't be mad. I can't be mad. It was wholesome. It was like, you know what, good shit, man. You got me.
Yeah,
I'm happy about it. You know, I'm happy for you and everything. You know, but like, he was like, I'll get you next time. I'm like, you know what, bro? Like, this is a wholesome moment. And plus, you got interviewed by DNG afterwards, and I have that on YouTube. Siempre Listo Entertainment, where in the live interviews are, you can find it there if you're interested in looking at it. I think it was between RTF 10 to 1. One of the RTFs.
Yeah, the first season of RTF, like the early days, you know.
First season, yeah, like 20. It was 2021 season of RTF. But that was definitely a monumental time for you as well. Would you say that your mentality or confidence kind of boosted after that when you won?
Quite the opposite, actually. Honestly, really? Like it started going a lot more downhill there. I remember everyone was all congratulating me, like, "Oh my god, you did your first tournament though." But then I've had the back of my head of people around the IE. It's not confirmed. No, I don't. Not saying they are, but I always had that feeling that people were saying, "Oh, he only won because such and such wasn't there. He only won because these people like that, or he only won because of the SD." What I told myself that got me through for the while was like, Arcaster made me play my absolute hardest. Anytime you win something, and it's when it comes to Smash, like a tournament, if you knew you had to give it your absolute all, you won in my book. That's a victory for you. It doesn't matter, because if we use the logic that everyone says like, "Oh, such and such is there," that means none of our tournament results matter if MKLeo's not there. That's the logic I see. Like, okay, where was Tweak? Where was MKLeo? You're like, "Oh, why would they come to jail?" Well, I'm using your logic. You know, if such and such wasn't there, it doesn't mean anything. So obviously that's stupid. So what I told myself was, you know, as long as you tried your hardest and you gave it your all, which I did, I had to give it my absolute all. That's a victory in my book. But the doubt still kept going, and you know, I kept still thinking like, you know, maybe Arcaster wasn't playing that well, or maybe he had a lot on his mind, or maybe that, and that mindset actually kept on going even recently now too, where even beating Nitro, when everyone was telling me like, "Oh my god, you beat him, congratulations," even Razo telling me like, "Wow, I'm so impressed."
Yeah, and everything. I saw that. Yeah,
my mindset when I got on the car, dude, with DNG and Liz, and DNG was like hyping me up, like, "Oh my god, I'm proud of you." I was like, and I told him like, I don't think he was playing his best. I think he had like a lot on his mind or something. I think he didn't expect that electric. I don't feel like I did good. He's like, "What do you mean? Like, Well, I mean, look what happened. Look what happened the next game. Joseph destroyed me. He kind of sent me back into reality, you know. And then he was like,
Mhm.
"Dan, you can't be thinking that way. You know, you got to take your wins." And I told Gigi like, you know, like I just want people to not think of me of a free win. But no matter how much I
Mhm.
try, a lot of people still think I'm just like, oh yeah, Dan's not a threat, you know. So that's a terrible mindset that I've been having, and you know,
Mhm.
I may give this advice to people in saying that you need to be confident in yourself and love yourself and be, you know, proud of the achievements you have. But then I'm being a hypocrite because I'm not doing that though. But I like to say, you
Yeah.
know, I guide
Yeah.
others to treasures I can't possess. But take it from me, for someone who hasn't perfected it. If you ever try your hardest in a tournament, you ever gave it your all and you succeeded, no matter the size, no matter the people there, you know you gave it your all, take that victory. Give
Mhm.
yourself that self-love.
Take the
Give yourself
dub.
that pat on the back because the only person who's going to be giving you the support is yourself. And that's something
Mhm.
I've yet to perfect. Even to this day,
Yeah.
even getting third place at that Whittier tournament, I'm like, they just didn't know the Mac matchup. Oh, you know, they probably had a lot on their mind, or you know, they were
Mhm.
tired, you know. It's not enough.
Mhm.
I'm just trying my hardest to prove to these top players like, hey, even if you beat me, you're gonna put up a
Yeah.
fight, or I'm gonna make you put up a fight, and I gotta keep going, man. I gotta keep pushing.
Yeah. I
I'm,
mean,
you
honestly, you're pushing Little Mac in
know,
himself. You know, you're becoming
yeah,
a household name in the sense of for Little Mac, even Kazuya in general. You don't hear the things I hear, and I hear a lot of things of like, you have to watch out for Dan. Dan's crazy, not literally. I mean, in
yeah,
matches, but like,
maybe a little bit. You know?
like it's like a Little Mac and everything. You can't sleep on it. I mean, bro,
Mhm.
it's like you can beat the people you beat. You take the dub as it is, and if they have a problem saying, "Oh, I only lost because I didn't know the match," or anything, that's their problem. You
Yeah,
stick. What matters is what it says on the paper. What
yeah.
does it say? I won 2-1.
Yeah, but
Doesn't matter
that's the
what you.
weird thing too. Liz always tells me
Yeah,
like they never say that. No one ever calls you free. No one ever tells you that though. But I know it's all in my mind, and that's something I
yeah, and
really got to work on,
it's
dude.
a
You
self
know.
journey type thing. You work on it, and I think
Hmm.
if once you prove to yourself more with actual tangible wins that you've already been getting now, I think it's slowly is going to come out.
Yeah,
It's something that's slowly going to make itself come leave yourself slowly
yeah,
but surely. You know, it's kind of like you tend to forget it, but somehow you feel like what was it like, and you tend to think about it again,
yeah,
and it comes back. You know, it comes back again.
yeah.
And that's something that I feel like goes to improvement. You know what I'm saying? Just as a player in general, it's definitely something
Yeah.
that's to learn about
Yeah,
yourself
definitely.
in
I guess a little hard for me because even going through the Smash 4 days, I did
yeah,
kind of get a lot of that crap from people, you know, saying that they're
yeah.
free this, you're toxic that too. And it's funny too, because Little Mac kind of goes through the same thing in his games. I know it's another comparison, but in his games too, nobody respects him. Everyone tells him that he's worthless, you're never gonna make it, you're so free, you're short, you're puny, all the opponents you fight. And
And what
it's so
happens at the end of the game?
at the end of the game, he
He
achieves his
wins.
goal, but
He beats Mike Tyson, dog.
yeah, but you know the funny thing too, a lot of those boxers they represent a lot of people in my life too.
Mhm.
Like like Balrog, the people who just want to who call you short and pathetic and you're not going to do
Or
anything.
not,
Yeah,
respecting you and stuff like
exactly.
that,
Macho Man, the
underestimating
people
you.
who think they're better than you, like
Yeah,
success wise, money wise, everything like that. Aaron Ryan, the guy who cheats, the people who like to cheese you out, scum you out, zone you out, like
that's really
DK cargo
funny.
throw you
Yeah,
out. But there's one
yeah.
boxer in particular that there's like when it comes to like a lot of boxers like metaphors in life that I've beaten or tried to beat through. There's still one that I've yet to beat, and I'm having a lot more trouble with this one.
Uh huh.
And it's funny, it's actually Mr. Sandman, aka Mike Tyson, the final boss.
Uh
Mr.
huh.
Sandman is the person who achieved what Mac is doing already. He's
Uh
already
huh.
at the top of the game. He's doing
Yeah.
what Mac wants to win fair and squarely and stuff like that, the self love, the self confidence. But Mr.
Mhm.
Sandman reminds Mac, doesn't tell him, he reminds him that you're nothing, you're free, you're a loser, and you're never going to amount to anything. And
Mhm.
like I said, a lot of boxers in that game represent a lot of people in my life.
Mhm.
Crazy thing is, Mr. Sandman represents me, and that's
Mm.
the person I've yet to be. Is the person who I can't be. The person who tells me
Mm.
that I'm never gonna make it, that I'm free, I'm
Yeah.
trash at this game,
Yeah.
and everyone hates you,
Yeah.
is myself. And the
Wow.
moment I could beat Mr. Sandman, the moment I could finally beat myself and
Dang.
stop thinking these things, I feel like then I could be a champ like Mac. But I
Oh,
haven't beaten him yet, dude.
man, I'm about to cry right now, dog. That was beautiful, man.
That's
Oh my
that's
god.
another
Oh,
reason
dang,
why I
right
play
there,
Mac.
man. I
I'm the
love that.
antagonist of my own story.
I, and you can, I believe in you, dude. I'm gonna keep it as that. Like, you have my support always, and I feel like you can definitely do it, and it's gonna happen. Don't worry about that.
Yeah,
Uh,
hopefully, man.
Knowing that, though, something I want to go talk about now next is the name that you go by in the Smash scene.
Oh, okay.
What you started off
Mhm.
as an old viejo man, old man
Oh
Dan,
yeah.
the
Oh man.
like
Hmm.
beautiful Dan.
Beautiful.
Did you start off as old man Dan beginning, or did you have like kind of
Um,
beta names before then?
I,
You're like
I had a
the
little
Dan
bit of a
man, the
story.
Danster, like I don't know.
I have a tiny little story, nothing crazy, nothing like soul dropping, but a
Yeah,
little funny. I just got the Xbox 360 out of one of those like freaking cube stacker arcade games, and I
yeah.
come home. I'm getting into online for the first time. My
Hmm.
cousin, his name is Junior. He used to be my role model. I still see him. Like, he has a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
Confident, all that stuff like that. Very great man. I hope he's doing good
Hmm.
out there. I haven't talked to him in a while though. But Junior was telling me, "Hey, what are you doing, Dan?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm getting online. I'm gonna make my gamer tag, dude. What are you gonna call yourself?" D Kickass. That's the stupidest name I've ever heard. That's so effing stupid. I'm like, really? It's like, yeah, call yourself Old Man Dan. I'm like, why? Just do it, dog. Okay. And then for 10 years straight on
Old man
everything,
Dan.
Old Man Dan, my Xbox to my Nintendo Wii U to entering tournaments, it was always Old Man Dan. Not
I noticed.
old.
Oh, old man
Yeah,
Dan.
it was always
You're
Old Man Dan.
not old man
No,
Dan.
not
It's
old.
old. Oh, I always thought it was old man
Yeah.
Dan, but it's old man Dan, old
Yeah.
man Dan, old man Dan over there. You already know.
Yeah.
I noticed in brackets too that the name was always like all capitalized. It was never like
Yeah.
lowercase. Was that on purpose or something?
I like how capitalized look. Even when I was streaming, I know it sounds weird, but I like capitalized. It makes me feel like people like when they read your stuff, like they're paying attention. Like, oh my god, let this dumbass put it in the caps. Might as well
I,
read it.
I always noticed that. I'm like, why is this all name
Like
all
when
capitalized?
I
Like,
was streaming for a little bit back in the Fortnite days, when I put like my bio and everything, I put it all in caps because I just wanted it to pop out more. Like, hey, at least pay attention.
oh my
And
gosh.
but I like the way it looked when it was all caps. You can see the
Oh,
L
that's
better and
funny.
everything like that though. But I
Mhm.
had that name for so damn long, but then I tainted it. And a lot of
Yeah,
people don't
man.
know I was so toxic in the Smash 4 days,
Yeah.
man.
I
I
remember
used
those
to
times definitely in Smash 4 and everything.
yeah, I
Like,
used to get into arguments, curse people out, flip people off. I even almost got in a couple fights with people. That name
mhm.
got so intense. Like everyone who not that people knew me back in the day, but when they did, F that guy. That little Magman is toxic, dude. He's an asshole, all this stuff. And
Yeah.
it got so bad too. Like that name got tainted, dog. I had to change it, dude. And
Mhm.
it was when COVID was ending a little bit, like getting on the safer side when we got tournaments back. And I was even telling Liz, like, I think it's time for a name change. I want to come back to this community as a positive figure. I want people to know me as a more positive stuff. I have yet to perfect that. I
Mhm.
still do stupid things, but my overall goal is like I want this community to know me on a brighter side, to at least be
Yeah.
happy to see me. Everyone knows my name in a good way. So I need to think of a new name. So then
Mhm.
coincidentally, I was emulating games and I was playing Beautiful Joe because, I wanted to play it again. And it's a
Yeah.
great game. And it just stuck. I'm like, beautiful Dan, beautiful. That sounds badass, dude. Can you imagine that? Beautiful, like you're like just a
Yeah.
brand new glow up. And I told Liz, like, what do you think? Doesn't that sound amazing? That sounds stupid. I'm like, really? That sounds so dumb. I'm like, what do you mean it sounds dumb? You're the
Oh, she's perfect for you.
yeah. She said that sounds so corny. I'm like, no, but she's like, nah, I'm kidding. It kind of sounds cool, but like, are you sure you want to do that? Like, even my brother-in-law too. He was like, I've known you for Old Man Dan for the longest time. Are you sure you're ready for that name change? I'm like,
Mhm.
dude, if I change my name, I gotta play the part. As I'm not play the part, but like, I gotta make the transformation. I gotta better my life and everything. I
It's kind of
gotta
like a step in the right direction
yeah,
to change yourself.
like I don't want to be known as the Old Man Dan because even in Old Man Dan in other games, like I was toxic too. I was an online trash talker in COD and Overwatch. I've been
Mhm.
banned from Xbox. I was so toxic. I got banned from Xbox Live. I had to buy a PC. That's how much
Oh
of an
my
ass.
gosh.
That's how much of an ass I was. I used to talk some hard crap. You think D&G's toxic? He doesn't know my
Oh my
Overwatch
god.
days, dude. You heard him on Call of Duty. You think
Yeah,
he's
that's right. I've
toxic?
heard him.
You don't
I've
know
heard
my
him.
Overwatch days. I used to make people cry.
Yeah, back
But
then though. That was back then.
yeah,
That
but
was
I
back
was
in
like,
the
I
day.
think it's time, dog. And
Mhm.
yeah, beautiful Dan. We're rocking with it. And you know, we
Yeah.
had a little missteps, a little old man Dan. Cause people tell me like, old man Dan's coming back whenever I'm like flipping
Yeah.
people off and talking crap though. But overall,
Yeah.
I'm at least attempting to be more positive, be more beautiful. You know.
And that says a lot. A lot of people don't really take those steps either. And the fact
Mhm.
that you're taking those steps, notably, not even with a name change, but in
Yeah,
your actions, says a lot for yourself already. And I
yeah,
hope people get the correct form of character for you. People
yeah,
are always gonna have their opinions, gonna have their biases, and they're gonna have
yeah,
everything they're gonna think of yourself. But you can't control that. You
yeah,
can't
yeah.
control what you can't control people think. But what you can control is your work and how you aim to showcase yourself. You
Mhm.
know, it's what your actions determine. Your actions speak louder than words. It's those steps you take towards that mean the most. And I see that definitely from you, from a simple name change to how you are lately now.
Mhm.
I feel like hopefully this video showcases you in a
Mhm.
positive light, and I know it will. And
Yeah.
people get to understand, know more about you and what you stand for, and know who are you as a person. And
Yeah.
not just a relic of
Mhm.
the past name and everything. So that's really interesting.
Yeah.
So you went from Old Man Dan to Beautiful Dan, and now it's stuck. And it's
Mhm.
funny how Liz tells you like that's stupid. No, I'm just kidding. She's perfect for you. I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like
It's growing on her too. She liked it too, you
she's
know?
like, okay, it's all right,
It's
cool.
cool.
It is, at the beginning it was, and I was
Yeah.
like, no,
It's growing on
but
a lot of people, you know? There's
yeah,
a lot more people who know me as beautiful than Omid.
I'm not gonna
You
cap.
know,
I thought it was corny too. I
I
was
don't
like,
blame
beautiful
you.
man. That's such
Yeah.
a long name.
But
I I loathe putting your names on thumbnails because it's a long ass name. I'm like, oh, beautiful.
hey, but
Damn.
I bring some style to that name, man.
That's true. That's true. You
When
do.
people
You
hear
do.
at GLS like Beautiful Dan and such like a stream, they know they're gonna watch a good show unless they
I'm
purposely
not
camp
gonna
me
cap.
out.
That's true. That is true. When they know that, they're like, "Oh, damn!" With the Mac, because you might not believe it, but people love looking at your Mac. Like your Mac is,
I didn't know that.
chef's
I
kiss.
thought the opposite. I thought everyone
No,
fucking hated
no,
my man.
because the way you play, you play a lot of movement, but you know what you're doing with your character, and that's what
Mhm,
people love about it, and the confidence you have in your character. You play him in a different way that's not, how do you say it, cheesy or campy in a sense.
mhm,
Where the way you play, you think is the only way you could win with Mac. You
mhm,
develop different ways, and you've gotten wins using those different ways. And I know everybody's like, beautiful Dan's on stream. Oh, say
mhm.
less. I'm gonna watch this. Or your Kazuya doing some crazy, freaking strings and
Yeah,
all that with
EVGF combos and
EVGF.
everything.
The one match you had at It's Time to Duel that lasted only like a minute or 2 minutes.
Oh, that VOD! I
So
felt like an
sad.
ass that game. I rewatched the VOD too. It was the first round. Like,
Your
feel free to
first.
edit this too, like, and zoom in like on the camera. First round, less than a minute, double wall standing two into EVGF, killed him. And when the match was over, good game, dog. And I shook his hand. It was like, bro, we have one more game. Like, oh yeah.
Dude, that's what everyone was like. This man really said, like, yo,
He's a good game.
like
Dog.
you,
And I
you
shook
three
his
stock. We were like,
and then
and then we're like,
when I got back to
bro,
the table, Liz is like, "You're such an ass." I'm like, "What are you gonna do?" It's like, watch the video when we get home. I was like, "Okay." So we watched the video together. He's like, "Look at you, bad panda. Why are you telling people good game and it's the first round?" I'm like, "Damn,
I
I am
remember watching in the stream chat. Was like, did Dan just like shake it? Why did he shake his hand like physical for him? Like he acted like he did a good job, even though he three stocked his ass. Like he didn't do shit. Like,
a little side note too. One thing that Liz calls me out, and even DG and Jelly, and especially Bird Person, they notice there'll be times in tournament where it's rare, but there'll be times where I obliterate people with Kazuya or Mac. I destroy three stock them, listen to them, and I win the set. And I
hmm
say it unintentionally. I don't mean it, but I mean, like, I don't like plan it. It just comes
yeah.
out naturally. Great game, man. You played amazing. And I walk away. And they're like, "What do you mean I played amazing? You just whooped my ass."
Oh
and
my
and then
gosh.
Bird Person, and then they hear like, "Damn, why are you being a jerk today?" I'm like, "What do you mean? I said he played great. Like he didn't play great. You just double three stocked him."
Oh my god, that's hilarious. I love that. and you really do that because you care about how good the match went.
Yeah.
You want to have fun with it. That's hilarious, dude. I love that.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
deviating a little bit from Smash Ultimate, you went from Old Man Dan. I was in the beginning all the way up to, let's say, middle of Smash Ultimate before COVID,
Yeah.
going into COVID, and you switched to Beautiful Dan. That's what you are now. So that's a
Mm-hmm.
really cool backstory because I always liked your name and always wondered where your name came from and everything. If it
Yeah.
wondering where it came from. Now I want to go more into like what else you like to do besides Smash. You know, I know you're interested. Like you
Mm-hmm.
love playing other fighting games, and you have
Mm-hmm.
other hobbies. You like to mod Smash as well.
Yeah.
I know you like to
Oh
do that
yeah.
as well.
Modding.
What are,
Yeah.
what are a couple things that people might not know about you that you enjoy to do that's not
Well,
Smash related?
well, gaming has always been my hobby, for
Hmm.
good or worse. I've had my times where I've kind of abused it, but my dad has guided me in the direction of being more responsible with it. So God
Hmm.
bless him.
Hmm.
But it's still my main hobby. I do love gaming. I actually do like battle royales. I know, kind of weird. It's so cliche, but I do
Hmm.
like a good battle royale. I used to like PUBG. I was into Warzone. I got into Apex Legends and like that, but that was like my hobby. Other things I just got into was modding. Jelly did teach me to mod, so there'll be times like on a Sunday afternoon, I'm not doing anything. Open the window, nice fresh air, glass of drink, music playing, like not in headphones, but playing out loud. And we would just mod stupid stuff, like Garfield for Cineroar or the freaking Despicable Me Gru
Lasagna.
for yeah, for Xerxes Samus and stupid like that. So modding is always relaxing, but it's stressful at the same time. But besides
Yeah.
video games, I am in the moment of expanding my horizons and trying to do other things. Because as I get older, I do want to try other stuff and new passions. And I get an interest in wildlife. I want to get into camping. Haven't got into though, but my friend Bird Person knows all about that stuff, especially snowboarding. So we're in the details of working that out though.
Hell
But
yeah.
and whatever Liz likes to do, she loves going to new restaurants, new things. She loves wildlife. She loves outdoors. So we do that. But one of the important things that I've been trying to get into is back into my faith, my religion. I'm Catholic. I
Hmm.
believe in gods like that. So I've been trying to, get back into that because I was thinking about becoming a deacon. Like
Hmm.
being one of those people who do the masses at churches, the people who speak for the priest and talks about the Bibles like that. So I
Hmm.
wanted to get into that because I like communication. I love people, crowd
Hmm.
speaking and professionalism like that. And then I've always felt like that was my purpose in life that God has given me. And the more
Yeah.
I've thought about it and talking to my dad, he's like, maybe you should use your gift to spread the word of God. We may take that as you want, whether you teach their own when it comes to their faith, but that's just my
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the path that I'm looking into. But there's a lot of new things that I'm looking into, and I should be looking into because gaming gaming is not all I want to do, but there's a lot of things out there that I am looking forward to getting into, and that's a
Hmm.
good thing because I'm opening my eyes more to other horizons, and I like that. I like that there are more things to life, and that makes it more exciting to live.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot more to look forward to and what you can do. So I definitely respect it, and I wish you the best of luck in all your
Yeah,
aspirations.
yeah,
That sounds really fun. I look forward to see what you're gonna do, especially with what you want to do, what you just said.
yeah.
Um, so what was your introduction to the IE scene per se? What was I remember you mentioned that you said your first tournament was Fonzie's tournament, right? Back then.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was back in the day because like I said, I found it through the Facebook community, and I was niche into social media, so it was
Yeah.
still kind of weird for me though. So like reading a flyer, like, "Hey, we're having a tournament at our house. Come on by." I'm like, "Are we really gonna trespass to go to someone's house to play Smash?" So
Mhm.
it was kind of weird for me, going to a house tournament and stuff like that. But Fonz, I'm gonna just say, yeah, Fonzie's tournament was my first tournament because that's the one I remember clearly the earliest. That's when
Likewise.
right, that's where I
Likewise.
met Goomba, Raymond, if you don't know, like talk that,
Yeah.
a little bit of you too, other people like that, especially Fonzie, even Spanky too. I was cool with Spanky for back in the day.
Spanky
Um,
was a baby.
yeah, he
Spanky was a
was young
baby
back in
back
the day.
then.
Yeah, I
Oh,
knew him when he was young.
he was
Now
a
he's
baby.
now he's taller than me.
He's
you
tall
know,
as heck. He's a tall boy. I'm like,
yeah,
gosh
yeah.
dang,
So
man, what you
that that
eat?
that guy has grown a lot through the Smash scene, man. From
Oh yeah,
from
man. He
mentality and even
has.
as a player, like, man, that guy's
Yeah,
awesome,
I
dude.
mean, he
He's
was
cool.
kind of toxic back then too, but he's grown so much, and not toxic and more or less making uncomfortable everybody, but more like
Yeah.
in terms of handling his feelings and emotions during matches and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, but
Uh,
speaking of them though, like going on Spanky specifically, even Fonzie, those two were the first people that kind of got me and a lot of people into Smash Shake with their tournaments. Because a lot of
yeah.
people, not just me, their tournament in that backyard was actually our first introduction to Smash Four and tournaments in
Hmm.
general, and it was thanks to Spanky and Fonzie being so friendly to the IE, especially Raym and other people like that. that made us want to come back. You're like, hey, let's go
Yeah.
back to that house tournament again. Oh, there's other places too. So seeing those familiar faces and everything, it was always cool. So they have a special place in my heart. Raymond, Fonzie, Spanky, because they were the
Hmm.
ones who, kind of got it started for me and a lot of other people too into Sparta. Because that backyard tournament, it was a good one. It was a really special one because a lot of people did go. A lot of people brought setups for the first time. A lot of people got into the game. A lot of people raged, and it was just a great time. It was,
Yeah.
I had a lot of memories of that backyard tournament, and a lot of people did too. That's the cool thing. A lot of people actually had a lot of good memories.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely agree with you on that. What would be a word that you'd use to describe the IE? One word.
Oh man.
I know,
It was
right?
funny. I thought about this question for the longest time if I ever did get an interview of you, and it
I
went from negative to a little bit positive. Um, but I think I'll say them both if I can remember.
uh-huh.
I think the first word back in the day when I thought about the IE was exclusive. I thought the IE
Hmm.
was a very exclusive scene. Like if you were
Hmm.
a top player, everyone loved you, everyone respect you. You were in. There were things you could do that other people who were not top players can't do. And
Hmm.
it felt like more of a club than a community before. It was very like like it was kind of hard to get in because
Yeah.
a lot of times with top players, not specifically, or people who were kind of good at the game, they weren't really welcoming to new players. Even Liz
Hmm.
didn't get into the smashing because her first time getting to tournaments, they'd make fun of her, teabag her, call her trash free, and they called a lot of people trash free. They called me
Dang.
trash free. I've met a lot of people who stopped getting into the scene because toxicity and people were asses, man. And
Hmm.
I know it firsthand because people used to tell me I was free. You're trash. Max sucks. Get out of here, dog.
Hmm.
And it felt exclusive. That was the IE back in the day. I know
Hmm.
a lot of people don't want to hear that, but that's my opinion.
Hmm.
Exclusive. But as
Yeah.
the years gone on, and I guess I've gotten a little bit better at the game. I'm in a position now to where I guess I could stomp new O2ers like nothing. I could
I fist
destroy
bumped them
people.
over the first game.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly. But
it's
now that I'm at that, I guess that level now, that's the decision to where what route you're going to be as a good player. Are you going to
yeah.
encourage those guys to come back, or are you going to tell them to get the hell out, man?
Yeah.
And when it came to the part where I was stepping up and getting a little bit better and destroying people, like the new people, like the O2ers, like destroying them, I've tried my best to encourage them to come back, encourage them to
Mhm.
don't give up, encourage them to, hey, even though you got your ass kicked, you can learn. Because and they would tell me, oh, you just wanted to clip me or you're disrespectful because you destroyed me. And I tell people, if I disrespected you, or I did not respect you at all, that means I would play dumb. I'd go for clips. I would not try hard against you. I would try unoptimal stuff, and I'd try to style on you. And a lot
Mhm.
of people back in the day in IE, they'd style on people because they had no respect for new players. For
Mhm.
me, I respect you so much, I am gonna three stock you and destroy you. Because here's the thing: the day you say the random people are gonna be like, you know what, I got destroyed by that guy.
Mhm.
I want to see what I can do to get better. Let me watch the VOD of Beautiful Dan or such and such destroying me. I provided that guy accurate information on what he needs to
Mhm.
do to get better. Because if I would have just styled on him, gone for unoptimal stuff, I'm misguiding him in the direction on getting better in this game. I'm
Yeah.
discouraging him on him getting embarrassed. I'm discouraging him on him wanting to get better. But if it just shows him getting bodied, there's going to be a lot of people say, you know, I got bodied, but hey, look at how he bodied me. He went for this optimal thing. He took advantage of my disadvantage stage here. He, if I found my habits that, I always tell people the best way you can show respect to people is trying your absolute hardest. And that mentality has actually been growing a lot in the scene, especially with the young guns like Jelly DNG, the newcomers who are my age, like Bird Person and Ango, they adopted that mindset to where, you know what, I'm going to try my hardest.
Don't sleep on anybody.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
sleep on no one. Even if you have to three stock them, do not sleep on them. And that's just gonna encourage people
To
that,
get better.
yeah, and because that's been happening a lot more often, the IE has went from exclusive to welcoming. That's the two
Mhm.
words I can give the IE. It started off
That's
as
actually a good point.
yeah, it
Yeah,
started
I
off
like
as
it.
exclusive, as a club. A lot of top players did not
Mhm.
respect new people, but now it's getting a little bit more welcoming, getting more encouraging. Not a safe space, but like, hey, we want you to get better. We want to help you get better. People
Yeah.
are noticing people who are struggling, and if you ask for help, now you're actually gonna get it. Because back in the day, it was the Wild West. You wanted to get better, tough luck, man. You better figure it out. And I'm a little Mac main, so I was like, I got no choice but to figure it out. But now when I see other Mac mains or other pit players, I could tell them, hey man, check out these
Yeah.
YouTube videos, check out this, or watch your
Oh,
VODs.
check out this person. Check out this
Exactly. Check
person.
out that person. Hey, why don't you do friendlies with us next time? I'd love to see you at the next tournament. I'd love to see you, man. And guess what? They've come back. I remember
Yeah.
Quinn, my friend Quinn, he was new to the scene and he was a Pyramid player. And, there was those times where I made him feel uncomfortable because he whooped my ass, stuff like that. But the more I've been more positive with him and more welcoming with him, he joins us in friendlies. He sees his friends. He comes to tournaments to see the friends and the friendly people, and he improves naturally. If you make the community welcoming, people are gonna have fun, and when they have fun, they improve without even noticing. When
Mm-hmm.
the more fun you have with this game, the better you're gonna get, and you're not even gonna notice that you're getting better because you're having so much fun. And we can keep
Yeah.
that mentality up from going from exclusive to welcoming. Man, this scene is gonna grow so much, dude.
Definitely. I like that. That was a beautiful answer, dude. Oh my gosh. I'm
Dang,
like, dude, I'm
that
not gonna
wasn't even
cap.
scripted.
You went through like parts I plan to talk about. I was like, oh, we talked about that. Oh, we talked about that. All right,
Yeah.
cool. I mean, I'd let you go. I'm not gonna disrupt you. I want to hear what you're gonna say. Tell me, tell me.
Dang.
That was great. I
I
loved
only
it.
thought about that like a little bit back, and they're like, "What would I say?" Like, "Yeah, exclusive. F those guys." But now here we are now,
my
you know.
my I used to do a lot of public speaking, and I
Yeah.
used to present a lot at my college campus, my university campus, when I was back in my undergrad and everything. And when I had mentees who how would give advice to in terms of public speaking, I'd say my one advice I would always give them is if you know what you're talking about, then it's going to come out naturally, and you
Hmm.
wouldn't have to plan exactly what you have to say.
Yeah.
Why? Because you already know what you're talking about, and it's going to come out of your mouth and your head naturally, and it's going to flow out. And
Yeah.
you're just proved that right there. You say you didn't plan for that. You weren't just like I'm gonna talk about this, this,
Yeah.
this. You're like you had a passion for it, and you had a close connection to it, and you knew what you were talking about. And what happened, it came out naturally. And
Yeah.
I love that answer from you. That was a great answer.
Yeah.
If you had to make a list, let's say a list of like five,
Hmm.
what would you say were like the most memorable experiences you had so far in the community? Like
Hmm.
like memorable experiences.
Five. I could think of some.
Not like ranked like just the
Oh,
best
okay.
one,
Okay.
more like just a five list, like,
I
or if
think.
there's not five, maybe whatever you can think of.
I think it's the times where I've actually got my butt kicked in tournament or so close to winning, and
Mm-hmm.
I would be in the car actually crying and
Mm-hmm.
sad because, like I said, I would have so many of those negative thoughts. You're free. You're trash. Everyone hates you. You're never gonna amount to nothing. So that'd be
Mm-hmm.
overwhelming thoughts, and I'd be crying in the car. But it would be not only Liz, of course, but the people in the IE that I've grown strong friendships to remind
Mm-hmm.
me that they're not true. I think one of the most memorable ones were actually meeting DNG, Jelly, Bird Person, Ango, Just Omega, Topeg, a lot of people. And I probably didn't lift any more. I mean, I'm looking at my Discord, Ninja, Piston Mouth, Dan Listo, But in all seriously, I list that many people because the memorable thing about IE and this community is the people that I've been meeting, the people who actually been forming friendships with, the people who have been there to help me with those negative thoughts. Those times where I've actually been down at the dumps at tournaments and crying and beating myself up about it because that's how passionate I was with the game. They were there to remind me, hey Dan, you can do this. You can beat this, Another memorable moment too was I think it was the first I think I can't remember if it was Super Game Lab or not though, but I think it was. I could be wrong. It could be 2 different days though, but I know it led into something better. It was Super Game Lab the first one, and I got beat by was it Chestnut or something? Remember it was on Yeet Smash, like K Rule player who beat me, and everyone popped off. Gucci Sans like, oh my god, yeah, he beat Dad and everything,
It's not Red Fox, is it?
No, not Red Fox. It was another K Rule player. It's on Yeet Smash or whatever like that. It's a clip.
I wouldn't remember.
And
Okay.
yeah, so everyone was cheering for that guy, and I gotta respect it. He did outplay me and everything though. But I'm not gonna lie, I went to the bathroom and no cap, I was crying. I
Mm-hmm.
was so sad. I felt so embarrassed, dude. That
Mm-hmm.
even in going on Yeet Smash, I felt so embarrassed,
You're
dude.
like,
Like,
dang. Yeah.
damn, dude. And I'm right there shaking everything. DNG's there, Jelly's there, my brother-in-law's there, dude. And like, Dan, you got this, man. And he's like, dude, I just want to make it out of pools. I just want to prove to everyone I'm not free. And that just showed everyone that I'm a free win, you know? And I'm there all beating myself up about it. And everyone's like, you can do this. You can do this. You gotta keep your going. You know, right now that's his victory, but you're gonna get another chance again. And I think it was that day that the first Super Game Lands, I make it out of pools. I try my hardest. I make it out of pools. I remember it was the last match. I got to go against this really good Bayo player. DNG and Jelly are right there behind me. They're watching my match and they're saying, you can do this. They're like, dead eye spectating my match. And I mop the floor with that guy. I murk him and I make it out of pools. And I feel accomplished because when I looked back, I see the people who supported me. I see the very small crowd. There's a lot of people in the IE who are against me, but the small people that I've met, and especially Liz, who support me, that's what keeps me going. That's another memorable moment right there, man. Like, you know?
Beautiful moments. I love those moments. It showcases a lot of what you got yourself out of the community, especially the people you connect with now. And those people you named off, are those like the Beautiful Crew?
We want to start it. We got Drac was telling us, Drac from BOS, he was like, oh my god, it's the Beautiful Crew. And I was like, bro, we have a name. You want to say crew? And Jesus is like, no, I like BYS, DNG, LMNOP, you know, all these tags he has. He's sponsored by everybody, dude. I'm like, bro, screw your sponsors. Let's do our own things. Like, nah, I got a rep, dog. Like, what are they paying you in Snickers? You know, like, yeah, I have not seen no income. Want to know why? Because you're giving me gas money. You know, but in all seriousness, I keep telling them, like, dude, we should start a Beautiful Crew. Wouldn't that be cool? We're like the misfits of the IE. We're all trash, but it's a cool name.
It's a cool name, though.
We would be the freest crew in the IE. We'd get stomped by all the zoners and the Sephiroths and stuff like that.
That's akin to how Smash 4 was with the crews too. With TIE, PIK, MMG, SNG. Yeah, you remember those crews.
Yeah, I remember that. I wasn't that involved in the IE, but I was on the standby seeing all the beef, seeing all the crews. Like, man, I wish I had friends to do that stuff. So I was like the cheerleader, like, woo, yeah.
Those were some good times.
I remember those crews.
Not before like us getting sponsors was a thing. Like,
yeah,
we had crews and we repped crews.
Yeah, we definitely bring crews back, man. Yeah. And bring some good old trash talk, but keep it above Smash. Don't talk about personal crap.
Yeah, don't keep it personal. But it's like, it was me, Mal, and Eric, who my good friend Eric back then. We all started PIK in a freaking IHOP. I remember we talked about, like, hey, we knew TIE was a thing and MMG was a thing. Let's just start our own. What should we call it? Timing is everything is TIE, okay. MMG, minor matter gaming. Where it's like, what I just thought of it. I was like, what about like precision is key or precision is key. And that's what PIK pick. And when my friend Mal was like, pick, and he was like, yeah, precision is key. That's sick, right? PIK. He's like, yeah. I mean, it's cool because, precision, you got to worry about your positioning and make sure you hit your target. And it's key, right? It's key to get better and play well. And that's where PIK became a thing back then. And and literally we were carried by Mal. I don't know if you remember Mal. Mal was
I remember him. I remember
that guy. He carried our crew like hard, dude. He was the only like one making actual moves. And that's what gave us our name, like, damn, PIK crew, we gotta watch out for them, not shit. It was great. Dude, we even had Climax and Shuckle back then for a moment, too.
Yeah.
Man, so I love that you guys have a little so-called Beautiful Crew, and that's what everyone sees y'all as. Like,
yeah. It's not official, but yeah.
The Beautiful Crew in other people's eyes are you, DNG, Jelly, Bird Person, and Just Omega. And Liz, of course, too.
Yeah. Don't forget Ango. Ango's very important, too. There's a lot of new people
I feel like people don't see it as Ango too much because they see it as BYS, too. So it's kind of like but
no, that guy is full beautiful, man. He has a tattoo on his chest, man.
Oh shoot! Oh my gosh! I believe you, dude. I believe you. So one last thing I want to ask you too is, what is one IE player, community member, anybody really, like an IE community member or player that you feel like you personally respect the most as a person or as a player?
Oh man,
when you think about that.
There's so many people want to say. You say respect, right?
Yeah, respect.
I'm looking at my Discord, but I'm thinking of another person as well. Though I'm gonna answer it. Give me like 10 more seconds.
I mean, I say say the one that I feel like came out most natural.
I'm gonna.
And it's nothing like it's not gonna be like, yo, you didn't call me out.
Yeah.
I'm not the person you respect the most.
I respect all the people that I met though, but when it comes to like competitor standpoint, I think I'm gonna respect Razo the most.
I knew it.
I know it's crazy to say because the funny thing about him, I did not like that guy. He was winning too much, and he earned all his victories. Don't get me wrong. I guess I was kind of jealous of him. And it was my goal. I want to beat this guy so bad. I want everyone to see me, Beautiful Dan, beat this guy. And you know what happened? 30 matches in a row, lost. And it was coming to the point like, I want to beat him so bad. I want to beat him so bad. But the thing is, I didn't know anything about him. I didn't know about his music or how he's a nice guy. Nothing like that. I just saw him as a competitor. It wasn't until after we had that Metafy session where I finally got to sit down and talk with him, see how chill he is, how respectful he is, how motivating he is, that changed my opinion on him so drastically. I only saw him from the surface level as the peach guy who's winning all this stuff. But now that we all see him as the person who's been teaching people to get better at the game, been winning tournaments legitimately and like cool and putting on a show and interacting too, that guy has been now inspiring to where after that Metafy session, it gives me hope that I could get up there. Now I want to beat every other top player. My goal is to show every other top player that I'm not a free win. I'm going to make you try or I'm going to beat you. One by one, I'm going to try. It might take years. Who knows how it's going to take. But one of these days, if I ever do beat Razo, it's going to go from finally I did it. Yeah, F yeah. It's going to be like, I did it. And it's thanks to you and a lot of other people who believed in me. And that's the day where I'm going to go from gloating to actually shaking his hand and saying thank you, because it was you who actually reminded me that don't give up. That Metafy session, to him it was just like, oh, another Metafy session, another guy, but to me it changed my perspective on him, and I'm thankful how he's helping a lot of other people because how he helped me.
Yeah.
And the way and even changing my mindset and how I approach the game too. I gotta give respect to that guy.
Man, why are you so good with these answers, dog? I like felt like inside myself I was like, God dang. Oh my God, wow. I mean, I gotta just add to it. I've been on so many episodes of Elaborating. Obviously, I host this. Your answer about Razo is similar to everybody else. And not every one of my guests said Razo the same, by the way. But a good amount of guests, I know you listen to all the episodes, you heard the similar answer. Razo.
Razo,
for their own respective reasons. Of course, you had yours right now, and everyone has their own respective reason. But it goes to show, I just noticed how consistent it sounds across the board.
Yeah,
amongst it, and I can't help but I can't add anything else to it.
Yeah, I agree. He's a good guy, man. He's even got me to say that. I genuinely mean that. It's gone from I want to beat him so bad just to gloat to now I want to beat him to show that you've helped me improve. You helped me get to this level. I want to beat everyone else so I can finally get to the champ. If I do beat him, I will shake his hand and say thank you. You helped me. Who knows when that's gonna happen? It might never happen, but he has helped me get better, and the results have been showing. And the only thing that I need to actually work on is my own mentality and to actually start believing in myself. I haven't mastered that. I'm far from it, but when I do, I feel like that's when I'm really gonna make some moves in the IE. Well, who knows?
Definitely, I agree. Well, Dan, before we get to the frame one questions, I'd like to say thank you again for being on my show. I do appreciate you taking the time out to talk to me, to be on the lab for season 3. It's been a great time. I really appreciate it, dude. Thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Like we did it. I can't believe it.
I
wanted to do this for a while, man. I thought I was gonna bust a Joaquin Phoenix Joker and do that interview. Do you know what it's like to get zoned out, Dan? Do you ever play a bottom tier?
Tell me what's like. I mean, like Robert De Niro right now.
What do you get when you cross a community of zoners who abandon his little Mac mates and treat them like trash?
Oh my God. But we're not done just yet. We got frame one questions coming up right now, and it's gonna be really exciting. I'm actually curious at what what Dan's gonna say for these questions. I have him ready for here.
Mm-hmm.
So Dan, are you ready for these frame one questions?
Yeah, we'll give it a shot. We'll see how it
All
goes.
right, and you're aware of how they go already because I'm sure you listened to all the other
Yeah, yeah,
episodes.
yeah.
There
Yep.
can be 10 questions in kind of rapid succession, but the point of it is just to see what's the frame one answer that comes into your mind when you listen to these, right?
Yeah, got it.
It's not gonna be like gotta go through fast, 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 but more or
Yeah.
less what's the first thing that pops in your mind when you heard the question,
Okay. So
and
not,
that's why.
not like Wheel of Fortune stuff like that. No?
No, think about it kind of like Family Feud.
Oh, Family Feud. Okay, so you're gonna be like Steve Harvey right now?
Yeah, like the first, timer starts at the first question type shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Mm,
basically how it's gonna go, right? So are you
yeah.
ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see.
Just note, some of these questions are gonna be in relation to your main, which is gonna be Little Mac. Okay,
Okay.
so you
Yeah.
know, um, yeah, just Little Mac. Okay, we'll
Okay.
keep it
Got it.
simple like that. I know you play Little Mac and Kazuya as well, but we'll keep it Little
Mhm.
Mac.
Okay.
Okay. All right. What is the best color of your main?
Original.
Buff or nerf?
Buff, obviously.
Best post local place to go eat at?
Ooh, it's gonna be In and Out. Has to be In and Out. I know Liz loves In and Out.
What's the best local you've ever been to?
Ooh, shit. Uh, RTF, man. That vibes are so good. RTF, man. I love game level RTF, dude. It's so good.
Little Mac or Kazuya?
Oh shit. Neither. They're so trash at this game. They're both low tier. Neither. My answer is low tier. Both low tier. Neither. Neither.
What is your favorite skin mod?
God damn. Oh man, there's so many good ones. The Peter Griffin and K-Rool. I know DNG loves that one.
Who do you think is your best member in the beautiful crew that's not including yourself?
It would be Jelly if he freaking played Smash. I tell you, he's so good at this game, but he doesn't want to play Smash. But besides Jelly, um, Bird Person. DNG sucks. Bird Person will mop him.
It'd be like Among Us. So pre-COVID IE or post-COVID IE community speaking?
Post-COVID all the way, man. Pre-COVID was like, but post-COVID IE, there's hope, there's hope.
And Little Mac, broken or fair?
Ooh, he's fair. He's fair. If you complain about losing him, you're not playing Smash correctly. He's fair.
And lastly, I have an 11th question actually.
Okay.
Kazuya, broken or fair?
Fair. He's so fair, dude. There's no, I would love to go into depth on that. He's so fair.
I'm just gonna refer to in it's time to duels match against that dude that you 3-stock. Yeah,
I can explain that. I can explain in depth why it's his fault. I didn't do anything. It was on him. He montaged himself.
Old man Dan's coming back, Old man Dan's coming.
He montaged himself. That wasn't me.
Oh man! And you heard it here today, y'all. Dan, thank you again for being in the lab season 3. I appreciate you having you on here. You gave some really great insight that I've never really heard before, as well as your advice for players to get better in the game. Honestly, it helps out a lot. And as well as learning more about yourself and why you picked Little Mac and Kazuya, that little backstory we had that you explained was very in depth, and I actually really enjoyed it. And it was a lot, but I think it was great for that reason because it shows that the reason why you're so good with your characters and that you're not free is because of the connection you have with your characters and themselves right there. So Dan, again, thank you so much for being on In the Lab. Appreciate you taking the time. I'm really honored to have you on the show, and I can't wait for this episode to release so that you can show all your friends, your families, and the whole people that you're on In the Lab, right?
Yeah, even my parents and my sisters are like, "Oh my god, when are you gonna get interviewed?" Like, and so they're kind of excited to see it too. So
I'm happy. So before we leave, I want to ask Dan, where can people find you? How can people support you? Tell the people where they can how they can support you.
Well, I'm not much of a social media junkie, but been getting into Twitter. I mean, you can find me at Dan Beautiful, which is the verse of Beautiful Dan. That's pretty easy to find. I just made a Twitch account. Everything's set up, my notifications, my bio. All I have to do is just click start streaming, but I'm trying to talk myself into doing it, but I just can't pull the trigger. But it's there, Dan Beautiful _ on Twitch. And I don't know, maybe if I get like 3 followers, I'll start streaming. I guess if I get 3 followers, I'll start streaming. Because if I stream, I actually want to do Smash very rarely. I actually want to play other games and go down memory lane and make some memories with friends though. But that's me debating, you know. But you can find me on Twitter, you know, DM me if you want to talk, you know. Keep it G, keep it rated G. Keep it
You
rated
already
G.
know. You heard him, everybody. You better go follow him and give him 3 follows. Exactly 3 follows. No more.
Don't do that. I don't want to stream
No,
because if you
not,
do, I will have to
3
stream.
follows. You guys better go follow him right away, okay?
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you so much, Dan, again for being on the show. For everybody who's watching and listening on Spotify and watching on YouTube, thank you guys for always supporting the show in the lab. I'm really loving doing these episodes. Season 3 still has a good amount of people we're going to be having coming out for more guests, just like Dan tonight. Hopefully, you guys have been liking the episodes with Aggie, Chicken Cup, and so much more people. If you're interested, or if you're interested in giving me more advice, or people you might think you want to have on the show, feel free to shoot a DM or a message on Twitter. You can find me at Dan Listoo, DANLISTOO. Or you can also comment down below on the YouTube video of this video or any other video and let me know. Because there's a lot of people who I would think that would fit really well on this show that I really want to bring on and highlight. Besides that, thank you guys for watching again. Peace, love, positivity. Keep it real. Do your part and stay well and healthy during these trying times. See you guys in the next video. You guys take care. Bye-bye.